Hi guys, welcome to the SavvyMoneyShow. Me, your host Sean. Today we're talking about Ukraine and why Putin went into Ukraine. I've spoken about the political reasons and how he was worried about the Western influence, and because Ukraine wanted to go into the EU and NATO. And now I'm going to speak about the financial reasons why. Now, firstly, this Nord Stream pipeline and the gas pipeline that is going across Europe is going under Ukraine. So if they take control of Ukraine, they won't have to pay tariffs for one of their major exports. And all of those money that would usually go into Ukraine's pocket will now go into their pockets. There is also the fact that, if you remember, oil went negative not long ago, and that worried them, so they want to diversify. If I've done a report on all the different other products that they export, such as palladium, sunflower oil, and wheat, grain, corn, and the likes. You might want to go back and look at that, but let's get on with the video. Don't forget to hit that lovely like button, and don't forget the sexy subscribe button. A lot sexier than me, just ask the wife. And if you want to be a hero, hit the bell notification. You'll be notified when a new video gets uploaded. And why not check out the links in the description below. If you're looking for a free trading platform, you get a free share worth up to $200, depending on the platform you use, if you deposit a small amount. Now, Crimea. Now, why start with Crimea when you could just keep going into Ukraine and not bother with Crimea? Well, the reason why is Ukraine has what's thought of 14% of the world's gas reserves untapped, and Crimea is where most of its offshore oil gas is. When you have companies like Shell saying they're pulling their ties with Russia, they don't just have ties with Russia, they have ties with Ukraine to drill in Crimea. And when they hear of a country being war torn, they're not going to continue an investment over there, because they're going to be worried that they're going to lose all of their investment. They're going to pull all their equipment, pull their people out of the area, because the insurance cost goes up and it's just going to be too costly. And it makes good PR to say we're going to sever ties with Russia. What they mean is we're going to sever ties with Russia / Ukraine until this is over, and then we'll go back into Ukraine. Now, the thing is, this also affects the US, even though the US doesn't export a lot of energy, in the way that when oil and gas prices go up because of this, you have everyday people having to pay more for their oil and gas. It will of course affect European people more, because Europe gets majority of their oil and gas from Russia, but it's going to affect everyone. There was also talk of people high up in the US government, their kids invested heavily in Ukraine, oil and gas, such as Hunter Biden and the like, but I cannot confirm that. but it makes sense as to why, when Turkey had Article 4 turned down 4 times when it was a member of NATO, and yet Ukraine is not. I'm not saying you shouldn't support Ukraine. I'm fully behind Ukraine. And this is an atrocity that is going on. Something else that Ukraine exports, as I said, was a neon gas used in laser that's used primarily for semiconductors. However, it can be used for other things as well. So just when the semiconductor crisis is coming to an end, we have a new semiconductor crisis. And think what other things lasers are used for. They're used for research. They're also used for scanning 3D items in 3D printing. So if the neon gas is harder to get hold of, it's going to be more expensive for lasers. So I expect companies like ASML to suffer. We can only hope that they come to a solution soon to protect more lives, and I would love to see Putin either kicked out or tried for war crimes. However, I think the key to this is going to be a protest from the Russian people, and I've heard stories on there, like anti-Russian stories. We have to realise that it is not the Russian people doing this. As a matter of fact, I would class the Russian people who are standing up protesting as heroes, because they know that they can be put in jail at any time, and yet they're still going out protesting. And the more they do this at a time when the oligarchs are losing billions of dollars, the more pressure it puts on Putin and all of his advisors. Now, I think Ukrainian people have been inspiring, and I think it's been like something out of a movie, and I'm sure there will be plenty of movies coming out about this issue, and this will be one that's the history books are written about. I just I hope that we can somehow come to a peaceful resolution. As you know, when it all started, I went into SBSW. I went into MP Materials at 40. I went into a couple of other companies which I listed. They are all doing well, and I think you have to find your own companies. Do not go too heavy on this, because it could end at any time. I think Val's a good one. BHP was a good one. But for those who were holding BP on the news that they are dumping their Rosneft stock, remember this: that people are saying they're going to take a $25 billion haircut on that. BP is a $75 billion company. you have to look at what the terms were when they picked up Rosneft. Do you really think they're going to lose a third of the company for dumping it? They'll be like saying, here, we're just giving it away for nothing. Nah. They exchanged, if I'm correct, I believe they exchanged BP shares for Rosneft shares. They are still a business. They're not, they can say they're going to get rid of their shares, but they are going to sell them back to Rosneft, and they are not going to, they may take a loss on it, but they're not going to take $25 billion loss on it. Not for a $75 billion company. And when you consider the price of oil, and they're at a P of under 4, they pay a good dividend, they do have oil interests themselves outside of Russia, then if it comes down anymore, it will be worth picking up. Now, won't be doing another video this week unless it's something extremely important, purely because I've had an emergency call I have to attend to, and can't really deal more with that. If you need to contact me, do so via my Discord or my email or Twitter, but my Discord will be the best way to contact me. I may not get back straight away, but I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for your support. If you found any of my videos helpful and you want to help me make more, you can support me by buying me a coffee. The link is in the description below.